All right, y'all. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Well, who you gonna believe, the Democrats or the Republicans? Which way you gonna go? This is Frank. Everything black. We back. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Ease up pause. All right. Got my little Dallas Mavericks on tonight. Represent American. Yeah, I represent America. I'm a foundation black American. Nobody's more American than us. All right. So let's get started here. Well, this is Hakeem Jeffrey. This is the Democrat, I think #2 guy. He's the leader, one of the leaders of the Democrat Party. If you believe Hakeem Jeffries, then something wrong with you. But I ain't gonna downgrade y'all like that. I want y'all to really listen to both sides, right? I want y'all to listen to what he say, and then we're gonna listen to what the Republicans say, and then we'll break it down after that. I mean, I'm gonna be kind of interrupting in between because I got to get my views in on this thing. So let's just see what this so-called Democrat got to say.
Family on the passing of Vice President Dick Cheney.
This guy want to be like Obama so bad, but he just mentioned Dick Cheney dying today. This was his going home day. I don't disparage nobody during a time of death, so I'm not gonna say anything that's, even though I personally don't care. I don't suggest to show that, you know what I mean? Because that was not a good dude. That was an evil dude as far as politics. So we're gonna, but this guy, he want to be Obama so bad he try to dress like him, look like him. He think that one day he'll be the next president. Not. He's doing a terrible job as a Democrat leader. Terrible. But again, all we need is 5 Democrats. They need 60 to move to open back up the government. It's a government shutdown, in case y'all didn't know, and this is the biggest one in history. And they're waiting for this election thing, I think Thursday. The election, everybody who won will come out, everybody who lose will come out. They waiting to see if the American people are on their side. That's why they doing this. They putting it to a test. And I tell y'all, hold your vote. If it's not a black agenda, this is for Foundation Black American. This channel is for Foundation Black American. If you're not a Foundation Black American, then you don't need to be on this channel. You need to go on another channel. I talk about Foundation Black Americans issue. I talk about black empowerment. I talk about anti-black hate crime bills, things that we need. I talk about a black agenda. So if you're not about black empowerment, a black agenda, an anti-black hate crime bill, then you need to go to another channel. I just want my great 300 or, family on here. I just want my FBA family on here. Okay, the ones who built the country, the descendants through lineage of those who built the country, the freedmen. All right, so let's get over here and let me clap for all the. So that was the last. Let me clap for all the freedmen today. So let's get started. Let's listen at this wannabe Obama.
I want to acknowledge today, of course, is election day, and just to encourage the American people to go out and exercise your right to vote, exercise the franchise.
Black people, when somebody say exercise the right to vote, you don't do that. If you want to exercise, you go to a gym. Now that was from the great Claude Anderson. Okay. And forgive me if I say his name wrong, but I believe it's Claude Anderson. He the one said that. Do not exercise your right to vote. Hold your vote until it's a black agenda. I don't care what these people are voting on, even locally. You know what I'm saying? If it's not a black agenda, it still ain't gonna do us no good as black people. All we doing is supporting white supremacy, the things they want to harm us with. We've been voting Democrat for 40-some years. And where has that gotten us? Since the Civil Rights Movement, where has that gotten us? We got a lot of black sellouts. That's what that has gotten us through the Civil Rights generations. Them old niggas. And you gotta watch them old niggas. According to Jason Black, you gotta watch them old niggas. So, and he said, well, you better not do so. Y'all need to go to the Black Authority channel and get all the details. Go to Professor Black Truth to get the debriefing every morning. Go to Dewan B to get the historic on the music industry. History on that. Go to Tariq to get rid of the tellers. Because all of them are doing a job and their hands are full. And people like me and all the other black media, the new black media, we are just trying to take some of the pressure off them guys. They work hard and give us great information, great details and information, and they bring the receipts. So I love the new black media. You got me on record. I love the new black media, the Foundation Black Americans. I love y'all. So don't listen to a man like this who tell you to exercise your right to vote. And you have more than two choices. The third choice is to hold your vote until they give you what you want. See, every other group hold their vote until they get something from the government. Black people, we just run up there and give our vote because our grandmama voted Democrats. Our grandmama also went to church. But if she would have went to I guarantee you, most black women from the grandma era, they would not be going to church today because it's all entertainment. It's just somewhere where you can go. Since you can't go to the clubs, you go to the church now, and you get your groove on, and you go home. It's just entertainment. I don't even hear these people saying Jesus coming back no more. I ain't heard that in over 20 years, and I'm a 56-year-old man. All right. And now you got these preachers involved in this politics. They shouldn't have nothing to do with this. But these same preachers in the 1996 crime bill voted to give Clinton them the power to arrest black people and give them the most sentences. They gave each state, I believe, $1 billion to criminalize black people and giving them the most sentence they could give them. Now, you don't have to believe me. You can just go back in history and check it out. They devastated millions of black families. And your black preachers and your Black Caucus and your NAACP and your Urban League and your all these so-called black organizations and your Alpha K Alpha and all these college groups and sororities was right in there with them. HBCUs, they right in there with them to destroy black people. This Democrat Party has destroyed black people. Now just go look at the history. You ain't got to believe me. Just go look at the history. Voting for these people has cost us billions. They don't stand for us. Matter of fact, when you bring us up, they act like we're not there. And even now, you talk to some black people in the community, and they act like that. Man, we ain't getting no reparation. Man, we ain't gonna. And these are the niggas who ain't never started a business. These are the niggas who go to work and go home and get drunk and get high and you'll see these old niggas at the club. You know what I'm saying? Then women be like, man, we ain't got no real man. Well, shit. Look at who y'all voting for. Without a man, y'all ain't listening. Without a man, you have no leadership. And you go vote for these people to destroy the black men. These men was getting, when they committed a crime, they was getting decades, double-digit times for small criminal stuff. For smoking weed or getting caught with crack. It was giving these guys decades. Some of them just getting home from prison right now. So don't tell me to vote a Democrat. Don't tell me to vote Republican. You know how I feel about it. If they don't give us nothing, I don't give them nothing. And I'm a registered voter. I hold my vote.
Exercise your voice wherever you may be, all across the country. It's our country, it's our democracy, it's our successful experiment in self-government, and it only works if the American people participate.
Now, I'm glad he said that. See, they can only fuck over you if you vote. If you give them your vote. If you exercise your power. If you listen to grandmama and vote this Democrat. If you just vote like that, you don't listen to what the guy got to say. You don't look at the policies and issues he's gonna fight for. And I guarantee you, he fights for everybody but you, but the Black Foundation, Black American. He fights for all these people except for you. Matter of fact, whenever they mention our name, it's only about crime. Oh, we're gonna lower the sentence for people who smoke weed or do misdemeanor crimes. You know what I'm saying? That's the only time they mention us. But when it comes to money, when it comes to handing out checks, oh, we don't have enough for y'all. But somebody can come from another country or come here, get set up. They get set up on housing. They get set up on a job. They get set up on Medicaid, health care. This shit, everybody saying that we don't have enough money for that. This why the premiums are up because they let them in. The premium double because they let them in. They undocumented. They just run up the damn bill. Do they ever go home? No. They stay over here as long as they can and fuck up the government. Fuck up everything for everybody, and then Every company has the go card to raise up your prices. Then they come over here and look at us like look at Foundation Black American like we shit. And then have the nerve to get on TikTok and social media and talk about Foundation Black America. And Tariq Nasheed has to get on there and check all these boogers. Right? And I suggest Foundation Black America get on TikTok. I'm on TikTok now. I need to start going live on all this shit, but that's coming. I want to first get the everything black name straight before I do all that. But yeah, we need to be checking everybody that tries to handle us in the wrong way. Foundation Black Americans should be untouchable.
Despite all of the efforts from the other side of the aisle to engage in misdirection, lies, voter suppression, and obstruction, the will of the American people is going to prevail today. Here in America, the cost of living is way too high. Donald Trump and Republicans promised that they were going to lower costs on day one. But costs aren't going down, costs are going up.
Now, what did Joe Biden and Kamala Harris do when they had the power the last 4 years, when Trump lost the first time? What did they do? Did they fix health care? They had the power. They had majority of people for 4 years. And then it was before Trump came in after 4 years, they had it for 4 years before that. What did they do? When Biden said, I got your back. Black people, I got your back. What did he do for black people? What did he do for Foundation Black America? When they did that stuff to George Floyd, what kind of bill did they come up with that would help and make sure that nobody would harm Foundation Black Americans? We had to hit the streets for them to give us the George Floyd Act. We had to hit the streets for that.
The Trump tariffs are making life more expensive for everyday Americans by thousands of dollars per year. Inflation on the way up. Grocery costs way up. Housing costs way up. Childcare costs.
Now he's saying everything's way up, but all we need is 5 superheroes from the Democrat Party to go and open these government benefits back up and to open up for the federal workers to get their check. Man, we got some shit going on here at the airport. It takes you all day to get through the airport, especially the main hubs like Chicago, Washington, D.C. I was supposed to be going up that way today, and it was so packed, so I just changed my stuff down to Virginia. You know what I'm saying? And now they said it was a bomb threat up there in Washington, D.C. today. So I'm glad I didn't go up there. But I'm just saying, y'all, these 5 Democrats is holding up progress. They give you all the excuses in the world not of why they can't go in there and send there 5 people. You know, even some of the Democrats are saying this was a bad idea. We shouldn't have done this. But you got this dude here who have sold out to corporations who support immigrants. This whole thing is about immigrants getting health care included in with the American people. They don't care how much what the prices are. They don't give a shit. The Democrats don't give a shit. But they want these immigrants to be able to afford all this. So they'll put in government subsidies for these people. They want subsidies for the Obamacare that's skyrocketing right now. When you first get Obamacare, it's like real cheap. But once they find out you're working, once they find out you making a little money, it doubles, it triples, it quadruples. You can't even afford the premium, less alone going to the doctor. See, that's what the Democrats don't say. Now they want the government to subsidize your premium, right? It's still going to be high, but they're going to take the money out of your check. So you're still paying for it. So this is your Democrats, man. They're just so sad. Let's go real to the Republican side. This guy here gets on my last nerve, bro. He's a big time liar. I don't like that. Let's see what these Republicans talking about. Let's hear what they gonna. Could be lying? Who knows? But so far, I think they've been right on.
Contingency fund only has roughly $5 billion, and it costs roughly $9 billion for a month. Remember, the contingency fund only has roughly $5 billion, and it costs roughly $9 billion for a month of SNAP benefits. So I think the arrangement is they're going to give at least half to everyone. But here's the problem: it's very complex, is that it's administered through the states, and you have to recalculate all the allocations and how the checks go out. It's not, you can't just flip a switch and do that. And I'll say this clearly to every hardworking American in any place who's missed a paycheck, anyone who has been made to suffer because the services, the health services you rely upon, or the food and nutrition supplement for your family, anyone who is hurting, you have a home in the Republican Party. You have people here who are elected by their constituents to come and do their job, and they do it. They're voting to support you, to make these programs available, to ensure that the people in need have them. And the Democrats, by stark contrast, are doing the exact opposite. All right, thanks again, Mr. Chairman, Madam Secretary. I know you all are busy. We're glad you're here and grateful to have you. Let's take some questions. Front row.
There's been reports of bipartisan talks from senators to reopen the government, to move forward on ACA votes. Are you or other top House GOP members in the loop of these conversations? Are you present in these meetings?
No, not present in the meetings. I know about as much about it as you do. I know there are, we hope, we pray, a handful of moderate and centrist Democrats left in among the Democrats in the Senate, where the whole country is counting upon them. I have said here, I do not expect that Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries will ever vote to reopen the government. I don't think that they're willing to face that the leftist base. What's happening in the city. We clear, and I think evidence for itself. So we're going up to the so-called, and we are appealing to the consciences of a handful of people in the Senate who want to do the right thing and just stop the pain for the American people.
So what they want to try to do is, I believe they're going to eventually overrule the Democrats. Now, they are appealing to these 5 Democrats from the party because they need 60 altogether. The votes from they got 55 senators who have already voted. They need 5 Democrats to complete it, to open it, right? So the Democrats know that American people are hurting because Hakeem Jeffries just named all the things that people are going through. And on top of that, their premiums on the healthcare is going up, whether you're on the Obama plan or not. Okay, so how do you make people starve? Because eventually it's gonna come to that if they keep playing these games, people will starve. The food pantry ain't enough. Hell, I don't even see any church people stepping up yet as far as the black church handing out food. I know that one preacher gave $1 million back, but we know his crooked ass. So where's your religious folks at? Where is these black Christian church? And I don't even know why we say black Christian church. It's supposed to be one church under God, okay? But that lets you know how fake this shit is, because you got to name 100,000 churches and their denominations, and you still don't get to God. You know what I mean? So if you got to split all that up like that, then somebody telling some lies about God. Somebody telling some lies about religion. And I always tell y'all, it's only one religion. That's the white supremacy. White supremacy is the religion. It's the religion of all white supremacy. This is what they stand behind. When you say Jesus, you're thinking about God's son. When they say Jesus, they thinking about themselves. They believe they are Jesus and they're handpicked by God to rule the planet. That's how white supremacy think. I'm white and I say so, and that's what it is. Okay? So just remember that when y'all going to these churches, because if T.D. Jakes was a fine preacher of God, he could go over to the white people and preach in their church and be over it. How many white people you think they're gonna let? How many white people will let T.D. Jakes come in there and preach the gospel and be their pastor? How many of you believe that'll happen? Man, white people don't think like that. They'll be like, you do that over there to them. Over here, we in charge. And you will never be telling us nothing, or you would never rule over us. So we'll know how much God they got when you send T.D. Jakes over there to the white church and have him preaching every Sunday. We'll see how real God is. Okay, so we need to stop doing this white and black church thing, because that lets you know right there that none of the shit is true. Because if it's true, they would have one church. It wouldn't be no 1,000 different denominations. It would be just one church. And everybody should know the truth. If that's the Bible, if the Bible is the truth, then everybody should know that. But since it's not, everybody got their own version. And then the Bible that you do have, each person can interpret it different. So that don't make it true. Anyway, let's get back to this.
And we pray that today is that day. Maybe tying for the longest showdown in history is something that they can claim as some sort of success. But it's sickening. It's sickening to see a political game being played. We're not playing a game here. We never were. Back on September 19th, to remind you all again, we passed a clean, nonpartisan CR. It's 24 pages in length. Had not a single Republican priority on it. Why? Because we did it in good faith. Because we didn't want this eventuality to occur. We knew.
So if you believe them, they said since October 19th, they was ready to keep the government open. The Democrat, all y'all need is 5 people over there. Be heroes. Send the 5 people over there. Those 5 people are going to be praised by the American people for jumping out there and getting people back their benefits and getting federal employees back their check. You will be heroes. Everybody will love you if you get the government back on. Step up, Democrats. Do your job. This is Frank Bland, Everything Black. Join me next time on another episode. I appreciate y'all joining me. Like, subscribe, and please share. Share this with other people. Y'all see my videos. Share them with other people. And subscribe. I need 1,000 subscribers. Y'all can see how many subscribers I got. So come on, help a brother out. I'll do my best to give you the best. This is Frank Bland, Everything Black. Thank you for joining.